So, hi.
Hi.
Hello.
I haven't been with you guys in forever.
I know.
It's been a long time.
So my
But it
dog.
also feels so familiar and lovely.
I put the dogs in the camper, and I think I'm kind of freaking out more about that than having them in here. But at least it will be bark free.
Yeah.
And that'll be nice.
They'll probably just sleep, do you think?
Well, they know that as home also.
Right.
So it's just like if I left them here at home, like, when we go someplace, we sometimes leave them in there just to walk around campgrounds and stuff. So the air conditioning's on, Enya is singing to them, and they're going to be fine. And I get to hang out with you guys. Bye, Anna.
I had to grab
That was fast. Wrap it up. Anna's got to go.
I'm not situated, sorry.
So I wanted to talk to you guys about something that we've all been experiencing a few times in our lives. Sam's getting ready to move to DC at the end of this month, and somebody else here is going through something similar right now, and we've all lived through it a few times or anything or more. And it was really cool because I've been talking to him about what he wants to do once he gets there for a job and everything, and he was saying that he wanted to save money so he wouldn't have to go to work right away when he got there, because he's anxious enough with the move, let alone having to jump into a job. So he wants to feel it out and see what feels good. And then he said, I want to do something that I'm totally obsessed with. And oh my God, I just love that so much, because it wasn't even like something that I love. It wasn't like, a passion of mine. I'm upset. I want something that I'm obsessed with. And I just started thinking about why that is, and it's because it gives him something to look forward to every day. And then I started thinking about the whole fact of having something in our lives to look forward to, regardless of passion or anything else. That's kind of the thing that keeps us going forward. And when I was driving around the other day and I saw this boy standing outside of his house, and he looked so sad. And I was like, I felt like he had nothing to look forward to, or he felt like in that moment that he had nothing to look forward to. And I could see how it just shut off him, knowing that he has infinite possibilities and that the world is so big and he is big. You know what I mean? So I've just been kind of focused on that, because you think about our own obsessions,
Right.
And how it gives something to look forward to, my renovating, what's the next thing I can do, And sometimes it's not even just one thing, it's a bunch of things to look forward to at once, swirling around. You don't know which to pick next. And yet also in my most down times, I can remember saying, like after Monty died and stuff, I can't think of a single thing that I have to look forward to. And so that's kind of like my measure of, going forward. And it's that spark, that's in us. It's the connection with I am in different ways, not just thinking about something that makes you feel good, but something that gets you excited. It's that enthusiasm, just something in that calendar, a little forward, and in the day, a little forward to look forward to.
Oh, and it reminds me, I'm working with a food pantry, and I was in the car for a long time this weekend as we were moving our youngest to her new apartment. And I came back because I had all these ideas of things that we have this big kind of move going on and doing. And I'm telling the director, and I'm like, so I was thinking about it. She's like, okay, you're thinking about it in the car. She's like, oh, we've got you now. Because it's, that's the fun part, when it's something that really excites you and you have that spark, like it does. Yes. It just, we were kind of, that was an emotional time moving her and doing, but yet I have these things to spark on and do and excite. And that's who I am, that's what I want to be doing. And that's what I want to show my kids,
Exactly. And that's what we've all had with our kids, and something always to look forward to that's out there, you know what I mean? And that together, whether it's following their interests or questions or mine, and making sure there was something in it for them, you know what I mean? It was just always something to look forward to, something to walk toward. And I love that you were getting excited about that in the car, because and that's the thing, it is a distraction from other things that you don't want to think about. So I'm going to think about this thing that I feel excited about,
And keep my energy, because that's where I wanted my energy.
Exactly.
You know, I wanted my energy to be in a really good place, because this is exciting, her moving and doing in this new adventure. But, you know, I don't want to dwell in that place of this is hard for me.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I mean, but I like the point too, you mentioned, Anne, that there are times when you're like, I can't think of anything to look forward to, because our kids go through that too, right?
Yep.
Right. And to be okay with those moments too. And, you know, for me at that time, it's just having conversations, right? It's just sitting and being with it and just knowing that it's okay in that moment, in
Right,
that
because
time.
it'd be sparkless at the time, you know.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what the conversations do, right? When you're just sitting having and even if it takes over days, weeks, however long it takes, it's still, you know, that engagement. When you're engaging, it says this moment is okay.
Yeah.
And through those conversations, little tiny sparks start showing up, right?
That's it. And it doesn't have to be the big thing. It can be, Sam, you want to cook dinner with me tonight? He's got something to look forward to right then. You know what I mean? So it's not
like let's rearrange the room a little bit. You know, sometimes it's the environment, isn't it, Anne? You know, that can really just spark other things too. So it's even finding those little things. I mean,
well, and I think it speaks to something you say a lot, Pam, too, which is it's trusting that we know we're going to move through those moments. So while that exact moment we may feel like I don't have anything to look forward to, I just want to be right here. To me, because of the experience I've had, the way we've connected all of these years, I know we're going to move through it. I know we're going to find that next spark. I know we're going to find that something that just makes us want to get up and move around again. And so I think that makes it easier to honor those feelings in the moment, because I don't feel overwhelmed necessarily by them. I mean, maybe I do in the moment. Do you see what I'm saying? There's kind of a slight nuance there.
Right.
Well, and you know what? That reminds me of something, you know, I wrote about in the summit yesterday, right? That it's part of the journey. You know, here, I lost it for a second, but yeah, like it's the freezing. You don't freeze as much anymore. Right? When maybe it hits you, or when you're in your conversation with your kids and you know they're down about something, but because we've had that experience enough times, we truly trust it. It only takes, you know, a deep breath or two to recenter at this point and meet them where they are, or meet ourselves where we are, you know, and be okay with it.
Yeah, well, for me, it's what you were saying, Anna, that it doesn't feel good to dwell on the things that make you feel empty. You know what I mean? And like the times when I've said, I can't think of anything that I have to look forward to ever again. I mean, that probably lasted 15 minutes with me because something will make me laugh. That's all. Or if I'm sad and watching HGTV, you know, I mean, I'm going, ooh, I like that flooring, and you know what I mean. So, and it's the sparks, and like I said, it's the something to look forward to. That's not huge. It's just something to keep you going, and the reason is that your energy is where you want it to be. That you were saying to Anna, and that's our connection with our I am. Yeah. Keeping it up there, and that's where the infinite possibilities come in for more things to look forward to.
Exactly, because
it's wonderful cycle.
I think that's the thing too, you know, as part of the journey, and where with the experience that we have now, is that we notice all those little things. We're open. It's that openness that we've gotten to.
Open. That's
we notice those little things, and can acknowledge them and bring them in, and they can make us smile. Like you said, even just the littlest laugh, just the littlest anything.
Yep.
And we felt how that pivot feels. And so that's what I think, you know, if you're listening to this and whatever, when we talk about this pivot, notice it in your days. Like notice that, oh, I pivoted, I laughed at something, I saw that other thing, I changed my energy just slightly, because at that point we can choose to buy back into whatever was kind of upsetting or bringing us down, or we can choose to kind of go with that pivot. And I think we just have this experience where we've just learned, like, hey, there's that pivot, there's my chance, you know, there's my chance to change that energy. I'm going to go for that. you know.
And it's okay to go back again, because you felt it, and you're at a different place. You can't go back to the same place, you know what I mean? Because you've kind of felt what it was like. And for me, it helps me to distance myself from it and to look at it better, you know, where I'm over here. I always say distraction, but it is just caught up in my life of good feelings and things to look forward to, which is a distraction away from it. And then I can look at it, glance at it a little bit. Okay, that doesn't hurt as much when I look at it now. You know, I'll look at it a little bit. You know, I can do it in smaller doses and everything.
I think sometimes people might get confused and think like we're distracting so that we're ignoring it.
Yeah, I know that. Everybody's memes are like, feel it. You know,
to a better place to deal with it.
Exactly. You can still look at it from your alignment with yourself and with possibilities, instead of letting it just pull you further and further down, you know.
And who I want to be, because that's what I always come back to. Who do I want to be? And that's the person I want to be in the face of adversity, in the face of difficult times, in the face of whatever, you know. Who do I want to bring to that situation?
Yeah, I love that. I love that. It is, because I just from my experience, because time and time again, if I stayed there, I just spiraled down more and more tunnel vision, could not figure out a path forward. And yet through experience, when I would pivot and then go back, like you said, you're a new person, even a half an hour away from it, bring fresh eyes back to it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. And then I can think so much better, and I can feel it more, not so overwhelming, but I can process those feelings better.
And you don't feel like a victim of circumstances. You feel in control. I used the word sloppy thinking with you guys this morning. You can control your sloppy thinking and get it more in control to a place that makes more sense. Because I can get into sloppy thinking and I'm just a sloppy mess, you know, I mean, and that doesn't feel good. And I just keep saying to myself over and over again, this doesn't feel good, you know, so keep moving out of it.